Patrick Byrne, the founder and CEO of Overstock, who's getting into cryptocurrency in a big way through the company. But I have to ask you, Patrick, about a story that I never expected to see, one that Sarah Carter wrote about, a journalist that's familiar to our viewers. It's called A Billion Dollar CEO, that would be you, a convicted Russian agent, and the FBI. Now, the convicted Russian agent is a woman named Maria Butina. She's now serving out her sentence after she pleaded guilty in 2018. But what's the story with this, and what does it say about her FBI? That's the kind of interesting thing for me.
Well, first of all, I thought we were talking about blockchain. I'm happy to discuss this. I haven't gone public in a very limited way to a couple journalists. One thing, I don't work for the FBI.
Gotcha.
I've helped them twice in my life. Once when my friend Brian Williams got murdered, a famous NBA player, and you can Google that, and I helped them there. And I helped them with Wall Street and that big fight with Wall Street 10 years ago. So I don't, Rasta, as Bob Marley sang, Rasta don't work for no CIA. I'm a Grateful Dead, I'm a Grateful Dead loving, flag waving, pot smoking guy. So I'm no, the problem wasn't the FBI. The FBI, I wish, when you walk through an airport and you see some kids dressed, going off to in uniform, young soldiers. I wish Americans felt the same way about the FBI, about the men in black, is all I'm going to say.
I do.
They're great young men and women trying to protect the country. They aren't the problem.
I think most people can distinguish between the folks who put their life on the line every day, like the brave FBI agents do, and the folks who got kind of politicized. That's the problem.
It isn't even the brass versus the front line. It's within the brass. There are people who got there politically. They're the problem. So anyway, let me give it to you in a nutshell. In a very strange way, by a weird fluke of history, I ended up in the center of the Russian and the Clinton investigations. I have all the answers. I've been sitting on them, waiting for America to get there. Last summer, I figured out I have all the answers to both of those. What they all are, it's all about political espionage. Had nothing to do with law enforcement. I thought I was helping them in some law enforcement. It was all political espionage. Here's the bottom line. There is a deep state, like a submarine, lurking just beneath the waves at periscope depth, watching our shipping lanes, and a nuclear icebreaker named the USS Barr has snuck up on them and is about to ram them amidships. That's about to happen, and I think we're about to see the biggest scandal in American history.
Wow.
As a result. But it was all political. Everything you think you know about Russia and Clinton investigations is a lie. It's all a cover-up. It was all political espionage.
And you think Bill Barr is going to get to the bottom of it?
I think he has gone to the bottom of it. It was, believe it or not, there was political espionage conducted against Hillary Clinton. And I can tell you, two of the names involved were John Brennan and James Comey. But there was political espionage conducted against Hillary Clinton, against Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio, and Donald Trump. And everything you think you know about the Russian collusion investigation is a lie. Well, it's all going to be exposed.
It's a fascinating story. There's so many weeds. I don't want to get too pulled down into it, but you can read Sarah Carter's piece. You Google Patrick Byrne and Sarah Carter, you'll find it. It's a fascinating story about how you got sort of dragged into the whole thing. But your conclusion is, I think, the most important part, which you just explained to us. Now, let me talk, if I can, about cryptocurrency and your jump into it today. Go ahead.
Well, we have, for